Hi everyone, good day. Is Cyril. You're welcome to the Cloud Journey HQ. And today I would like to give us a walkthrough of how the Azure portal is and also give us some of the amazing features this portal currently has today. First, I would just like us to know that this Azure portal is an ever-changing environment. What I mean is that it changes with time. So you could actually have maybe a particular design or a particular resource at a given time, then later you see the upgrade, right? So the Azure portal is a very great way to make changes with your Azure resources and services. And you can actually access your Azure portal with your Microsoft Edge or your Chrome browser, and just your choice, right? So you just use your choice of browser for it. Then the portal actually changes, like I said, like now and then you could see the environment changes with time because of every time they try to add one or two features or preview features into it. So I'm going to talk about the new features in the next slide, and also going to talk about how you can make your customized dashboard, which the Azure portal offer. So what exactly is Azure portal? So let's go into the next slide. This is a getting started guide on how to manage your cloud resources with ease. And like I said earlier, you could actually subscribe to this channel because I'll be dropping more video content on how to get started with the first 10 projects for you to go into cloud computing. Okay, so let's dive right into this. I'm going to share our overview, which is about the topics. What is Azure Portal, which is the first thing, then key features of Azure Portal, then we're also going to make emphasis on more key features, marketplace mobility, um, common scenarios, getting started, and summary. Then we're also going to have like a demo session, or just like to give you a walkthrough of how this portal really works in details. All right, so now let's go into the next thing. What is Azure Portal? So if you see this, Azure Portal is more like a GUI, or should I say web-based interface. Um, It has this unified console for managing and accessing Microsoft Azure Cloud services or resources. So just like you write command, maybe you want to do something with CLI or PowerShell. With Azure Portal, you just see the graphics or a graphical display of all these things. So it's more friendly for beginners to get started into cloud computing. And the purpose is to provide tools for deploying, configuring, and also monitoring cloud resources. So how can you locate this Azure portal? All you need to do is just to go to your URL page or address bar and type portal.azure.com. Then it takes you down straight to the Azure portal environment. So what are the key features of Azure portal? So if you look at this, you see that one of some of the key features that it has centralized management. Like you could actually access and manage all your resources in one place, so you don't really need to write several commands and more like split your screen to write more commands. All you can do is all in one environment. You could deploy your resource. It's also user friendly for those getting to learn cloud computing. So it's graphical interface allows you to customize dashboard and also to create your resource, configure your resources without issues. It gives you this kind of analytics view as well when you try to create your, let's say, your IoT lab or your stream analytics view. So it kind of gives you this kind of chart, your bar chart and all those stuff. So Azure Portal gives you this pictorial looks of how your environment truly is, or how the metrics truly works. So some of the key features that are also additional is that it helps you to track your cost management, your billing. It can also give you like a budget forecast because everything is GUI, right? So it kind of look at what you create, and also give you a forecast going forward. Then the next thing, security and access. You can actually give roles and permissions from your Azure portal, right? And also it gives you this security center where you could manage threats and all that. One amazing thing about Azure Portal is that it also has the integration of Azure CLI, which is Bash or PowerShell. The Cloud Shell gives you this environment so you could run some of your command as well, aside using the Azure Portal, which is more graphics friendly or user friendly. Okay, so lastly, secondly, last we have market and mobility. So with your marketplace option, you could deploy even third-party application from your Azure portal. So if you don't know the name and you don't need to have to run this command on your CLI or your PowerShell environment, but you could just go to the marketplace and select what you want. And also, it gives you the ability to run this on your mobile phone or your mobile gadget as well, which also gives you the flexibility to even use several languages, um, based on how to tackle maybe language barriers, right? You could see some of your names or conventions being written in your preferred language at the end of the day. So it's a very good feature that it allows for cloud computing. Some of the common scenarios that Azure Portal offers is it allows for deployment. So you could use it to deploy your app services, your virtual machines, your database, and also it actually gives you the room for setting up your network configuration settings, creating serverless computing applications like Azure Function. Also, like I said earlier, you can use it to monitor spike or monitor metrics of your resources in Azure. Then exploration. So it gives you what I call ARM template, which is the Azure Resource Management template. That environment allows you to deploy probably one or two resource, and at the end of the day, you could actually do more like an infrastructure of code kind of thing, where you deploy multiple resource at a go. So um, this brings us to the next slide, which says getting started. So for you to get started in using Azure Portal, all you need to do is go to portal.azure.com, then sign in into your account, then it explore the then you explore the features, and also you can customize your dashboard based on what you want to do. Then summary is Azure Portal simplifies cloud resource management. It offers features for monitoring, security, cost management, and integration, and it support mobility and global accessibility. So now let's dive right into the demo sessions going forward. Okay, so I'm going to stop this and go straight into the environment where we could then start up. Now, if you look at this properly, you notice that this is the Azure Portal environment, like I said earlier, because you see the URL is portal.azure.com. Then it has some of your recently deployed resources in Azure. Then now at the top bar, which is this blue bar, you notice it has this hamburger sign, which has the side panel. I'm going to talk about this. It has this environment, which is more like the home environment for your Azure portal, which is the Microsoft Azure. Then you have a global search here. This global search allows you to search for any applications that you want to or resource you may want to deploy. So if you want to deploy virtual machines, you just come here and type virtual machines, or then you see it's going to just populate all by itself. So you just click on it and create. All right. So then recently Azure recently introduced Copilot to Azure. So you can deploy your Copilot here by clicking on it, and it gives you an environment where you ask questions on maybe how to go about some particular task. Just like your chat GPT, so the Copilot also gives you the environment, so where you could ask questions and also help yourself. Then now we also have this environment here, which is the Cloud Shell. So Cloud Shell is more like this command line interface of your Azure portal. Like you can see this. So it gives you the environment where you could probably just maybe run some commands and stuff like that. Okay, so the Cloud Shell environment is one of the integration of Azure Portal. So I'm going to minimize this. This is the notification icon. So if you're deploying something or you're carrying out an activity, it gives you a notification right in this particular environment, telling you that your virtual machine has started, your virtual machine has stopped, or something like that. Then you see this part where you wrote the root settings. So these settings actually gives you the opportunity where you could probably switch your directory. So if you have maybe different accounts, you could switch to the preferred account you would like to use for your the subscription. Right. Currently, I'm using my own personal subscription, but then I also have access to someone else's subscription. I could switch from here. Then also it gives you the environment where you could also change your theme. So if you don't like this, you want maybe a dark theme, it gives you access to do your appearance settings all in this one go. And also your language environment, you could change it if you want to, and all that. So the settings is very very powerful tool so that can help you going forward. All right, so now we have this, which is support and troubleshooting plus troubleshooting. So this opens like a sidebar where you could create a support ticket to Microsoft Support Engineer, and it can actually help you to maybe resolve an issue or answer an advisory question going forward. Then we have this part here, which is feedback. So you could actually give Microsoft feedback based on your environment and tell them that you like what you see and you like what you use, and you're looking forward to probably one or two improvements if you noticed any lapses. So this environment allows you to give feedback as well. Then lastly, this environment is where your account details are displayed. So if you can see here, it shows your default directory, telling you that okay, you have a default directory and it's called serial activity and email address and all that. So this is just like your account environment, showing that you've logged in. All right, so let me go right into this hamburger sign I said earlier. So here we have home, we have dashboard, and we have all resource. I'm not going to dive into all of them, but I'm just going to talk about the dashboard, for example. So if you look at this, the dashboard environment is actually where you could create more like a GUI telemetry data of what you are doing. For example, you are into IoT, you can set up several metric environment in your dashboard by clicking on create. So if you click on create, for example, you can see custom dashboard. You also see a dashboard for SQL, dashboard for Cosmos DB and Insight. So all these are different dashboards. Then you can choose custom and select the metrics or the um, charts you prefer to use instead of all these ones that are currently in this place. So you see we have for IT Hub, we have for application insights and all that. So yeah. So I already have one dashboard. So this is it here, which is my IoT Hub, for example. And this dashboard currently, I don't have any resource linked to each of them or connected devices on them. So you won't see any metrics at this point. However, this dashboard is currently private, and should you want to share this dashboard to other people to use, you may need to click on share, then publish the dashboards to your Azure environment. So once you publish it to your Azure subscription, you could then use your IAM, which is your rollback access management, to give access to this dashboard so everyone can view this dashboard remotely. All right, so let's dive right into the next thing, which is all services. So in Azure Portal, it gives you an environment where you could just look for all the services that are present in Azure Portal. You know, it's going to give you everything based on category. Like you see here, we have build IoT solution, we have connect and manage devices and all that. So when you scroll down to, let's say, the compute environment, you can also see that we have compute here, right? So like infrastructure as a service. Here we have availability set, we have community image. Now I think the major one is the VMSS and the virtual machine. So like look at these. It's actually favorite here because it's what I use often and it's like the major compute resource that we have. So this resource, this all services gives you all the Microsoft like 1001 resources from Microsoft and categorize them accordingly for you as well. All right, so now let's go right into the next thing. The next one is the favorite environments. This is just more like where you have your major resources that you will probably be using at this particular time of you getting your subscription. So Microsoft already know that you should be able to create maybe your resource group, which is more like a logical container that houses your resources. Then quick start center, app services, SQL database, Azure Cosmos DB, virtual machines, and the rest. So these are more like the major resources that you'll probably be using when you have access to Microsoft Azure subscription, right? Now, in addition, I'm going to just show us one more thing, and that is um, how you can also probably add the specific favorites. So if you want to add, you could just click on this environment, then you click add. So it gives you this star icon here. Then you can probably go straight here and you see that you added your virtual machine skill set as a favorite in your Azure portal. So you don't need to come here and probably start typing VMSS. So instead of you typing those words, you've already given it as a favorite in your sidebar of this environment. All right, so that's pretty much of how you could get started using Azure Portal. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop it in the comment section below, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. And like I said earlier, if you don't want to use this hamburger sign, you could also just come here in the global search and type maybe SQL. Then it just gives you what you want. Then you can then click on it. Then create your resource going forward. So it's just simple as that. Using a global search also can help you do what you want to do, and you don't have any issues to worry about. All right, so if you've actually watched this video to this very moment, I would need to solicit your support. Kindly just smash the subscribe button, and should you have plans to watch more of my next video on how to create the first 10 basic projects in Microsoft Cloud, you could also click on the notification bell so you don't miss any information that I'll be sharing going forward. And please feel free to like and share this video to aspiring cloud engineers that want to get started into cloud computing in 2025. I'll be glad to assist you on this going forward. All right. So, in addition, before we leave this session, I want to talk about one last thing, which is the Azure Marketplace. So, the Marketplace is where you can go and find any third party or even Microsoft platform images. Should you have plans to deploy something that is available or developed by other people, you could just come to this environment and search for what you want to deploy. So this gives you like environment where you see different resources that are available, right? Then you could just find them and deploy from here. So you can also search for Microsoft services, let's say for example Windows, right? If you search for Windows, for example, you maybe clients. Let me use this. So it's going to populate the Windows client environment. So it's not just mainly third parties. You also have access to search for even Microsoft products. So if you click on this, it lists all the Windows clients that we have, which is here 10 and 11, or the major ones. Then if you come here and probably search for something like, let's say, Windows or Windows Server, you also still get access to other resources that are available, and some of them that might be in line with some other third parties as well. So here we have Windows servers, right? You see, you can come here, then you see the list of all Windows servers, even to Windows Server 2024, 25 rather. So yeah, look at this, Azure Edition Data Center. So it gives you all the listing of all those ones. So yeah, so Azure Marketplace is more like a very, very amazing resource that is available in your Azure portal, where you go to find different um, private or public offer applications or resources that is compatible or that has an agreement with Microsoft Azure. So yeah, so that's basically it. And please feel free to engage on this channel, and I look forward to celebrating our success in 2025 while we scale through in the cloud journey. Bye for now, and please subscribe while we grow this channel together.